Our story in this anime is about our hero Yogiri Takatou while he was in a deep sleep on the bus. He was violently shaken by a massive dragon attack. When he opened his eyes, the young man realized that he and his classmates had been transported to another world by a mysterious sage and that everyone had acquired superpowers. Follow us to know the rest of the events. Aeka's diagnostic magic turns on and figures out what's going on with her. It takes her personality away from her virtual body and puts it back on her real body. The unit that is carrying out her plan tells her to wake up, and she does. Her unit in charge of carrying out plans tells her to quickly think about what's going on. Because time is running out, Aeka looks around and doesn't know where she is. The people who carry out her plans tell her she's an android, which makes her battle unit happy. She came to life with the help of the AI unit. What makes her judge is her emotional. The unit that has the most power over her medical unit does a scan and sees that she has serious injuries. It tells her that she has to turn off in 39 minutes, which surprises her. C% per judgment unit then asks her to decide whether to keep doing human imitation or lift the restrictions and move on to the next step. It's clear to Aite that she was used as bait by some jerks and that they killed her. She is furious about this. The people in her judgment unit see that as a command to loosen the rules. She is told to act by her battle unit, but she doesn't know what to do. She was told by her battle unit that they'll need a lot of things to get back Aeka's spot and the experimental dragon. They can use it to help her get better. She takes some dragon skin and doesn't want to eat it. But after the first, she really digs in. Asaka is making breakfast, but she's mad that the agency didn't give her a rice cooker. She's missing some ingredients for the meal she's making. When she tastes it, she is horrified by what she finds on her taste buds. Yogiri eats the food she puts out for him, but he complains, which he tells her. It tastes bad and is too sticky. After she made him breakfast, all he could say was, "What a surprise." He informs her. He can't tell her how nice she is because the food is gross, and she gets mad at him for it. It's not attractive for a guy to complain about the food that a girl cooks for him. She tells him. Yogiri doesn't understand what she means, but she makes him eat it and say it's delicious. Yogiri gives in and eats it, telling her it's delicious. When Osaka takes a bite, she knows that the food tastes good. She feels bad that she might throw up after breakfast, and she's about to do the dishes. She gets mad when she reads her work instructions and sees that she has to do the bare minimum in education. She hopes she doesn't know how she'll do that. It's enough to teach Yogiri at the beginner level. Some problems are being worked out by Yogiri. When Aeka hears someone coming into the house, it's Yogiri who tells her who it could be. She carefully opens the door and sees a girl carrying a bag. It could be the messenger. The girl is asked what her name is. She hears from a girl. She came to bring them groceries in a robot voice. A soccer player realizes she's a robot, and she wonders if it was worth it to let Yogiri grow up in a world full of robots. The girl is told to bring more than just that. She tells her to bring her a textbook, a microwave, a rice cooker, a hot water dispenser, a TV, a game console, and a dog to play with. Yogiri tells her he's done with the work, and she figures out he was done early. She takes him outside and is so happy with him that she can't believe it. Yogiri tells her that they are underground. She tells him it's because it's a farm that there are things rolling around on the ground. Osaka is afraid that she won't make it out of there alive. At the end of the month, a soccer prisoner turns in her monthly report, which surprises her boss, Yu-Gi-Oh! She was there for a month. She tells him that she won't be around for much longer because she doesn't think she can send Giri to school. He means that he tells her. She says she'll need more, but she can make it work. Hey folks, it's not that easy, Yogiri tells her because most researchers give up after just one day. Yogiri has a soccer game, remembers what happened, and she understands why most people only last one day. You go ask her if she hates her job, and she says she really hates it. She doesn't understand why she has to be locked up in this place. Yu-Gi-Oh! Tells her that they will make it worth her while because they value her. He gives her a package and she is curious about what it is. He tells her that it's her month when she opens it. Salary, she tells him that no amount of money will make her stay at the job. Yu-Gi-Oh! Tells her she can go outside if she wants to. She has no idea why he didn't tell her that before he asked. What if she wants to lead but is afraid of Yogiri? Yukio tells her that robots will make his meals, which makes her wonder why she made them. Yukio tells her that they needed her to bring love to the mix. She sends in a vacation request right away. On the spot, she remembers that she went into the city, ate, and did a lot of shopping before she woke up in a cell. She stayed the night at a fancy hotel, but she can't recall how she got to the cell. When she starts to think about whether she was caught, a voice from a device tells her they're not going to hurt her. The voice tells her that their group stops strange things from happening and locks them up to keep the world safe. They only want to talk to her the next day. A career robot named Yogiri tells him that Osaka is on vacation when he asks her where Osaka is. This makes Yogiri sad. He reads outside and thinks about when Osaka will return. Yogiri sees that his dog is also lonely, so he goes off to find a soccer game by himself. The robot tells him she doesn't know where Osaka is when he asks her. He asks her to bring him the researchers who know where she is. He hears her. She can't leave because she's locked inside and can't open the door. Yogiri gets in touch with the control room in some way, and he tells them to open the door. Their minds are racing, and they decide to play Yu-Gi-Oh! When he runs down to the control room, he finds everyone lying on the floor. When he asks his co-worker what's going on, the scientist replies that Yogiri is controlling the female scientist and that anyone who tried to stop her died. It amazes Yu-Gi-Oh! That Yohari can do that. He tells his security team to shoot the woman scientist, but all of a sudden he falls to the ground. When Yohari walks in, he asks Yogiri about Osaka. Yogiri tells him that she's on vacation. She asks him when she'll be back, and he tells her the agency took her away, so she won't be coming back. The man tells Yogiri that he can't help her when she asks, because the group works all over the world, and they are not strong enough to stop them. Yogiri decides to go help her, and he tells Yukio not to go after anyone else. Osaka goes to the agency base and destroys everything. He asks the people in charge where they think Osaka is, and what they think Yogiri power is for. He sees what they choose. Power means being able to get rid of something. He sees that they've decided to take him somewhere before he sees them. They set up a trap, but Yogiri kills them. She is mad that she wasn't able to get a job at a normal place, and she wants to know how Yogiri is doing. Suddenly, she hears noise outside and decides to leave. Just as she does, the door opens and a woman points a gun at her head. They told Aeka they wouldn't hurt her, so she's shocked. Yogiri walks into the room as the woman holds her hostage. He's very happy. He finally found her, but she was shocked to see him. The woman warns him not to move or she will kill Osaka. She keeps making threats against Aeka, but he kills her with his powers. Osaka wants to know what happened to the woman. Yogiri hugs her quickly and tells her they can go home. As they leave the room, Aeka is shocked by how badly Yogiri hurt the place. He feels better when she smiles at him and they leave the base. She takes him back home and then goes to the garden to talk to Yukio. Yogiri did something bad, so she asks Yukio what will happen. Yukio tells her there is nothing anyone can do. She was shocked that people who did horrible things to Yogiri will not be punished. Yukio tells her that she can't quit right now, and she blasts him with anger because he laughed. She is asked if she's okay, and he tells her that extra steps will be taken to keep her safe. Seeing with her work still going, she tells him she doesn't want to quit right now because Yogiri would do worse things. Yukio, if he's left alone, she tells him, "Yogiri, she still has some things to teach you to make him happy." She hears from Yogiri. He tells her he'll be there soon to play a game. She runs into the house after leaving you. It dawns on her that she left her bag at the agency base, and she says she lost a month. Pay Tom and Chika look at Yogiri while he sleeps in her car. Maka tells her she should just stay with him for the rest of her life, and she's surprised that her spirit can tell what she says. It's because Yogiri looks so good that she wants to add some of him to their bloodline. Tamachika tells her spirit that she has to let Yogiri make his own decision. Yogiri wakes up and checks on her while she tries to keep talking to her. Cypress doesn't know what they'll do now that they're in front of the royal capital. Makamogo tells her that soldiers are all around them. They are told to get out of the car by the lead security guard, and Tom and Shika hope they don't get arrested. He tells her that they will fight back. He knows that there won't be much of a fight if that happens. Torex is the name of the chief guard, and he tells them that their vehicle belongs to the immortal, the court. Yogiri tells them that they are not in the spirit body. He tells him that the mayor gave them the car. Ryota and Tom can tell that Torex doesn't believe them. She tells him about the people they've chosen to be the sage of Yayan, and they show up for what seems like a trial where Torex wants to judge their gifts. But Tomasika isn't sure if she should let him. Yogiri tells her to believe in Celestina, and a soldier looks at them. When Torex looks at the results, he sees that they are wise candidates. But he doesn't trust them because he knows that the results can be faked. When Dariri shows him an amulet, they fall to their knees right away. When she asks him about the amulet, he tells her. Rick told him to show that to the person in the royal capital who was giving them trouble. She gives Thomas her amulet and tells her it has the royal family on it. David, the youngest member of the royal family, tells them that the amulet means two different things. Crest Torex is about to let them through. First, they are friends of Riggs, and second, they are knights of the Divine King. He informs them. Torex tells him not to be rude, and the amulet doesn't let him break the law. Since Torex is a knight of the Divine King, David asks him to show him the holy sword he got from the sword master. Yogiri tells him to do so. He didn't get a holy sword, and David doesn't believe Rick is a badass. To live up to his title, he tells Yogiri, show how good he is with a sword. He tells him that he can't lose to someone like him, who isn't very good with swords because he's a knight of King Thomas. If they turn around, but Makamoko tells her to fight Tama Chicken Nose because she can't beat people with a high fantasy level. She is told by Makamoko that David's fantasy level is love. Yogiri tells her to try it, and he says he'll take care of things. They start the battle if things get dangerous, and Yoru sees that Thomas's sword style is different from the norm. Makamoko tells him that the family style is to move in a way that tricks opponents. Yogiri thinks they're just staring at each other, but Makamoko tells Amako that she's already moving and hiding her left leg. David can't see her move. She's also waving her sword back and forth to throw David off. When Tomasaka throws her sword into the air, all of a sudden, it speeds past David and hits him low. Yogiri is shocked by how she feels. Torex calls her the winner, and the guards are shocked by what she does. After the battle, Yogiri touched the castle walls and grabbed them, telling David that they were magical. David is shocked to learn that the walls were built by a wizard from a long time ago and can stand up to any attack. That knows the wizard Tamaika asks him why he's going with them, and he says he wants to be their guide. Tamaika sees them when they enter the castle. David tells her that there are a lot of martial artists. They are explorers who want to face the underworld. Tomakaka is shocked that there is an underworld. David tells her something dark. Lord rules over hell and all of his children. Try to get away from Yogiri tells him that they're almost there, so he doesn't need to show them around anymore. Tom thinks that Yogiri was a little rude when David left them. He informs her. They need to talk about meeting their classmates. Yogiri tells Tamachika that she doesn't need to think of a reason to get off the bus. She has to first decide if she will forgive them. They go to see the king, and Yogiri is shocked by how many people are there. The king starts to talk to them, but Shinya, a candidate for sagehood, speaks up. The king tells him that he can't believe how stupid he is. It's not the first time a smart candidate has challenged him, and he always puts them in their place. The candidates are shocked that Shinya wasn't saved by the Eros Master's ability. The king tells them to be quiet and that they need to do something very important to become sages. Check out the next video, and I'll see you on the next one.